Good evening, beautiful people. I hope you are hearing me well. It is 10 p.m. here in Portugal, where I live. And I'm doing this live only now because the day was packed with back to back calls and things to get done. And I want to talk to you about the very special energy of these days, that is the autumn equinox. I want to talk to you about the moon, and I want to talk to you about my plans for the upcoming weeks. So you follow me, you keep track of where I am, and you help me also keep on connecting to you. Okay. So these days are very special in their energy because we are at this point where light and shadow are equal, are looking at each other from an eye to eye level. These are special energies because this kind of point in the year has been celebrated since forever by our ancestors in different ways in around the earth. The Celtics, which is closer to us here in Europe as their legacy, were calling this celebration of the sun Mabon. It's the autumn equinox, and it stands for harvesting. We are starting to harvest everything that we planted in spring, that was taken care of during the summer, and now it's coming to fruition. And if in the spring equinox the energies also meet from equal to equal, the male with the female, the light with the darkness, in spring the the nuance of this meeting is the one of the lovers, the teenagers, the very young, fresh type of energy that only spring has. So it is an equality that has a lot of innocence, a lot of playfulness, a lot of strength to come to the surface. Now, the energies are also equal, darkness and light, feminine and masculine, but they are meeting eye to eye from a more mature, wise level. Half a year has passed. Maybe some of the seeds that were planted didn't survive. Maybe some of them, they are bringing a lot of abundance. And there were some stuff that these lovers, the light and the dark, have passed through together since the spring equinox. It's a meeting from eye to eye that goes more inward, that goes towards the harvesting, the reflection, the coming back home to ourselves. We are preparing to enter the half of the year that I consider feminine, because starting from now, darkness is going to start to gain time and light is going to start to diminish. It's the half of the year where we are invited to rest, to count our blessings, to restore energies, maybe to somehow change or start new routines that are more fit for the period that is coming. There is no more the energy of the summer and the sun that allows us to do a lot of things. There is a different type of energy that is more inward. Still, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have any routine, but it's a different type of routine. Maybe reading more. Maybe the morning jogging is going to transform into a morning walk. Maybe the plans and the intentions journaling is going to transform into a gratitude journaling. It is basically the same coin with two faces. And right now we are at the face that is calling us towards ourselves, towards the darkness. And this specific point is going to happen tomorrow. So this year, the autumn equinox, it's happening on 22nd of September, which is tomorrow. And it's always a good time to make a fire, to burn some of the old things, to burn what summer is leaving behind. It's always a good time to spend with others, sharing the bounty of autumn, of the harvest. Eat some grapes, eat some pumpkin, eat some of these delicious superfoods that autumn is starting to bring. What's happening with the moon is that at this point of the equinox, she is going to be in Sagittarius. Right now, as we are speaking, she is at 0 degrees Sagittarius. So we just finished 2 days of high, intensely emotional, deep Scorpio moon. And now she's into Sagittarius. So it's a fire sign. I think it's very aligned with the fact that Mabon, or the autumn equinox, can be celebrated with fire. It is a sign that Sagittarius, I'm talking about Sagittarius, right? Moon in Sagittarius. It's inviting us to look at our beliefs, to look at our relationship with God, to look at our longer term plans. And I think it's very, very beautifully aligned to take these days to have this celebration and also include the energy of the moon. So for tomorrow on Wednesday, we are with the Sagittarius moon is going to be doing her first quarter, meaning that she is in a square with the sun. It's that part of the phase of the moon that is called, as Hypatia is calling it, crisis in action. So we planted things at the new moon last week, and right now there is that fire that wants to do things, and sometimes there is needed a crisis, a moment of chaos for innovation to come, for new ideas to come, or for a different perspective of reflection on what is it that we are doing if what we planted as seeds at the new moon has potential to be manifest, or it needs a reorganization. So it's the middle of the week. I think it's a good time to make this stop in the middle of all the craziness if you have a lot of things to do. Usually high energetic days accumulate a lot of things in the same time. And after the moon exits Sagittarius, for Thursday and Friday, we are going to have a Capricorn moon grounding us, bringing us back to earth, bringing that highly productive focus that Capricorn can have. Also remembering that Capricorn holds 3 planets right now. So the moon, every time it passes through Capricorn, is passing through these planets and can be a little bit challenging or adding an extra boost of energy depending on the planet. Like Jupiter, the giver of luck, can make us feel that boost, but maybe Pluto is going to make us feel going into the underworld. Just know that it's a safe energy, it's grounded, it's Capricorn, so we can keep on doing the things that we want to do. And then Saturday and Sunday, the moon is going to be in Pisces, bringing a lunar cycle to an end and beginning to start a new next week. Sorry, it's not going to be in Pisces during the weekend. It's going to be in Aquarius. And only at the beginning of next week, by the time we meet again, it's going to be in Pisces. So during the week, I see this possibility. The weekend, I see this. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I think I'm not even realizing how much I'm functioning these days based on adrenaline, and I just see the words that are coming out of my mouth are not the words that I want to say. So I apologize for that. So weekend, moon in Aquarius. Aquarius brings the innovative mind, brings the connection to larger groups of people, which right now, in this special time that we are living, it's questionable. Are we tired of technology or not? Do you want to meet people in person or not? Are we afraid or not? Aquarius brings this capacity to tap into the collective wisdom. So if the collective wisdom of all humanity right now it's filled with maybe fear or doubt or hope, we can tap into that emotion, those emotions, and the moon in Aquarius definitely is helping us to do so. So these are the things that I wanted you to know regarding this week. It's a highly energetic week, and next week is going to be the same with the upcoming full moon. I'm going to talk about that next Monday. But before I go on to the other points I wanted to tell you, let's draw a card. Let's see what is the message that we need to remember for this first quarter moon. I hope you can hear me right. Today, as I had many things happening online, I kept on changing the place where I was sitting. You can see my altar here on my right, some of my books in the back. Cards keep on jumping, okay? Joan of Arc wanted to present herself. So as I shuffle the cards, let's center, take some deep breaths. Today I'm not going to do a guided meditation. I don't have the energy to sustain that space. Nevertheless, we can always take this moment together to close our eyes, to bring awareness of the air entering our nose and the air getting out of our lungs. And bringing our focus in our chest, in our hearts, we open to receive a message for this week's celebrations, for this week's facts, figures, energies, agendas, and all the other unpredictable life events. What do we need to remember? What do we need to know? And who is coming is Inanna. I think we might have had her before. If not, she was very present for me during the summer. I think I have a video that I talk about her. She's the queen of heaven and earth. She says, I have nothing to hide and I see and accept all that I am. And part of her symbolism is the ability to integrate equally her own light and her own shadow. And here I can connect it with us celebrating and integrating these beautiful days of the autumn equinox, where light and shadow are equal, and understanding that this is also what happens inside of us. We have the same amount of light as we have of shadow. And it's just the focus and our own cycles and process of development that shows us more amount of light in some periods of time or more amount of shadow in other periods of time. But these still points of equinoxes are a reminder that there's equality, and this equality can be brought together, can be integrated in the same body, in the same human experience. So I hope this serves. This is what I have in terms of reading today, this week's energy. And the other point that I wanted to tell you is that I am on the last 100 meters, let's say like this, the last days before starting a very exciting project. It's a trip that I'm going to make. It's an Europe trip uniting Portugal with Romania by car, together with my dog as a companion, visiting family, friends, making what I call a pilgrimage to Mary Magdalene's cave and sanctuaries in the south of France, resting for some bits here and there where I can stay longer at my friends' houses that can host me and the big dog, and with the objective to reach Romania in around 4 weeks from the moment that I leave. So as you can imagine, it's a big project, it's a big step for me, it's a big adventure, especially in the times that we are living, which I consider as a blessing in disguise, and hopefully is going to be keeping the attentions of the system and authorities in different areas, not necessarily on what's happening on the road. So my intention is to keep on with the Magic Moon Days, to keep on coming live to you and talk about what's going to happen in that week. If you want to be part of the people that are going to follow this trip that I'm doing online, I'm going to document it as much as I can online. I will post here in the comments an Instagram account that is going to be made only for this trip, or the access to a Facebook group where I'm uniting my audience, my stakeholders, the people that I work with, the people that want to keep close to me and I want to keep close to them. So you can be in touch and see where is it that I'm doing, where is it that I'm streaming from. So yeah, this is the big news for me, and that's also part of the reason why these days are very packed with everything, trying to close as much work as I can before going more offline for some weeks. And of course, preparing everything that is needed to prepare when traveling by car with a dog for a longer period of time. So, with all of this being said, I'm thanking you so much for watching, for listening, for being there, for supporting me. From time to time, I have my doubts of doing why of keep on doing this, and then from time to time, I receive a comment from you telling me to keep on going. So thank you for that. Even if it's only one person on the other side that feels something and resonates and gets something out of this, I'm grateful, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. Have a beautiful week ahead. Many blessings for Mabon celebration for the first quarter moon, and see you next Monday.